Hello, welcome. This is the 6 yard box. This is welcome to the Footy podcast. It's been a while since we've done one of these ones. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share. Just going through the end of the season report card. That's what we're going to be doing. End of the season, we're looking at the new season, looking at transfers, and just talking about what's been going on so far in the world of football. The Champions League final as well. We'll be looking at that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's get straight into it. Topics for discussion. I think the best way to start really is just to go through the end of the season report card to see what clubs have done at the end of last season, and um, just basically look at the table, look at what positions clubs finish, give clubs um gives clubs um, give clubs their marks out of 10, and basically just go through the table, and I liked just look at the table like a recap of the whole season. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, follow, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. And let's get straight into it. So looking back on the season gone, Man City won the league. If you've been sleeping somewhere under the rock, Man City won the league, and Arsenal came second, Manchester United third, Newcastle fourth on the table, Liverpool just got that European spot. You have Brighton and Villa breaking into the top six, top seven, Tottenham finishing eighth, missing out of the champion of the European football altogether. You got Brentford in nine, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. We're going to talk about Chelsea later. Disappointment there. Wolves. You have West Ham United 14th, although they won an European title as well in the Conference League. And then you have Nottingham Forest, Everton 16, 17. You got Leicester, Leeds United, Southampton relegated. So looking at the table, looking at the season, let's look at the season as a whole in a summary form. Then we give out a report card and marks to the teams. We got a report card to the teams. We got A plus, we got A plus, we got A, we got B plus, we got B, we got C, D, and then we got F. That's how we're doing it. We got F. So yeah, F is just basically fail, basically. So I think you figured that one out anyway. So let's go through the season so far. Season, my own opinion, the way I thought the season was gonna shape out, all the teams did the business they were supposed to do. I think Manchester City were always going to win, in my opinion, the league anyway. I'm still going to have a look at my predictions. I'm going to have a look at that. Um, Liverpool are going to be second. I think Liverpool are going to be second. I put Tottenham in third because of the recruitment that we did as a Tottenham fan, and I think I put Chelsea in fourth, and then I'm just gonna go to top five, and I think in fifth, can't remember what team, but I know my top three, four will be the Manchester City. Second would be Liverpool. Third would be Tottenham. That's how I got them. Maybe fourth Arsenal, but I couldn't remember. But the season panned out. They got the World Cup in the middle as well. Arsenal started really well. They kept winning games. Everyone keeps thinking, oh, they're going to drop points. They were top going into the World Cup. Came back from the World Cup. They had Jesus missing, and I think they were the surprise team of the season, playing really well. At that top spot in luck. City who kept dropping points. They had a couple of injuries, uh, like other teams as well, but they kept dropping points. and basically it was all to Arsenal. It was all Arsenal to win. Arsenal were topping the table for a long time, and then the Arsenal. I don't want to say, but they always do what they do around about the April, May kind of March, April, May, and then they started they let City back in, and once you let City in, you know what's gonna happen. City are just gonna eat you up, and then City just basically just came back, um, beat Arsenal both home and away. But Arsenal dropped points against teams you didn't expect them. For City, for everyone, I think everyone expects City to blow us and to go on that run. Everybody was waiting for it, and everyone keeps saying. And what I kept saying was I kept saying it was a marathon or sprint, and I was proved right. Arsenal crumbled under that little bit of pressure. Went to Liverpool, 2 goals up, dropped points there, drew 2-2. Then the following week, I went to West Ham, dropped points at West Ham as well. I think it was 1-1 there, or I think it was 1-1 there at West Ham. And then the big shock there came at Southampton. I think they won a couple of games between that before they went to Southampton. Before Southampton came to Highbury, and they lost. They lost. They drew 3-3. They were 3-1 down at some point, and that was a big surprise. That's the game you think you were gonna win. And then I think after that, I can't remember who they played. Then I think the key fixture was going into those last couple of games where they just basically ran out of ideas. I think it was the um, uh, yeah, I can't remember which fixture it was now. Yeah, I think it was the penultimate week whereby they had to play Brighton at home, and Brighton just ripped them up. I think it was 3-1 or something. And that's when everything went kaput for Arsenal, really. They just basically uh, lost their focus there. And I think going into the last weekend, City were not going to let go. Now, City were right in front, bang in front. And City won the league by 5 points. Yeah, by 5 points. And yeah, it was not a surprise to me because I thought City just had that thing whereby when they get into this run, they go on games and they keep winning games, and that's what happened eventually. And they won the league again. So yeah, looking back on the season, if we're gonna give out report cards to the team, I think City, everybody expected them to win the league and they delivered. That's like an A plus. Arsenal, because nobody expected them to finish second. I can't even say expected them to finish second. They were the surprise team of the season. Trust me, they and Brighton and Newcastle as well. Yeah, they finished second Arsenal, so I'm gonna give them a B plus because it would have been an A plus if they had won the league, but I'll give them a B plus because nobody expected them to be where they finished. Manchester United Champions League position. Yeah, I think they'll get like a B as well. They get like a B, or maybe a C because they should be pushing City. That's what I think. And so they've got a C. Newcastle, they will get definitely an A plus because the manager came in, didn't spend that much money after the takeover. Everybody thought they were gonna go crazy. He didn't spend a lot of money, brought in some really good players that know what they're doing in Premier League experience as well. And they finished Newcastle finished in the Champions League position, playing some beautiful football, very good defensively as well. Very fit team as well. So yeah, they get B plus. Liverpool for me, they got an F. Definitely the failure of a season. I think the season was not what they expected. Um, Midfield was not the same. Defense was not the same. They couldn't press the way they normally press in midfield. That affected the defense. Van Dijk has lost a yard of pace as well. Going forward, Salah clicked, but normally Salah is banging in these goals, he's scoring them. I think he scored a lot of goals as well. But I think they could have got a lot of joy from him. They had some injuries as well, but I think Liverpool were just like a letdown, and it's an F for them. In Nigeria, they say F9. Brighton, they're surprised team as well. They've been playing there. They were one of the best run teams in the Premier League. They've been playing good football. Their recruitment is second to none. They get these players in from God knows where, and they turn them into stars. Bissouma, they've got Caicedo as well. They've got a couple of guys in there, McAllister as well. So they know how to churn out stars. Their recruitment is A1, and to be honest, I'm gonna have to give them an A+ for Brighton. Villa as well. Villa, nobody expected them to be in the European places. I think when Emery took over, they were in 14th or 15th or something like that. Took over, and then they just went on a good run in the middle and towards the end of the season. And that paid off. And he's a good manager. He's got this European experience as well. They're going into Europe. So I think I'll give Villa definitely, and I'll give them A+ as well, because they really, really played. They really turned their season around. Tottenham, for me, I was looking really have high hopes for this season, and for me, they just you could blame the chairman, you blame the manager, but I think I expected a lot more from Tottenham after last season, because the squad it was better this season compared to when they finished fourth, and you expected them to do better. For me, I'm gonna give them an F. Basically, bad season. It's gonna be an F for me. Brentford as well. Brentford, yeah, they at some point they were pushing for Europe. Got good manager there. Players are very good. They don't know what the system is. They don't understand the manager, the way he plays. Tony scored goals left, right, and center. Brentford are a solid side. They got better, and they definitely get a B for me, because they delivered. What people expected them to. They've been in the Premier League, and they're keeping up their standard. Fulham as well. We get a B. Fulham, very. I can't remember the name of the manager now. Silva is a very good manager as well. You can see the way what he wants to do. They got to the FA Cup semi-final as well. Listen to Manchester United, the solid side as well. Yeah, they'll get a B as well. They'll get a B as well. Definitely, don't expect them to be so consistent. So to finish high. Crystal Palace, yeah, Palace struggling at the bottom of the table before the new manager came in. They sacked Vieira, and Roy Hodgson came in. Got them stable. They pushed on, win a couple of games, and they can sign on permanently now for the next season. Yeah, I give Palace a C, because I think I don't know. I think just the fact that they sacked um, what's his name? They sacked the manager. I think they should have given him a little more time, but I don't know. What do I know? But I'll give them a C. Chelsea as well. Chelsea, big season, big hope for the season. We thought they were going to do better than what they did. They had a lot of players coming in, too many players, I must say. Chelsea, I really expect them to finish in Champions League. They finished 12th the table. That's an F. Liverpool and Chelsea, bad season. Wolves, give them a C. I expect them to finish around about that where they are. There was a time they were up the table a little bit, I think. So Wolves will be getting a C on their report card. West Ham United, avoided relegation. I expected them to push on because they had spending some more money this season. From last season, the squad was better. I expected them to finish higher. Give them a C because they got the European, they won the European Conference League, so that gave them a C. I would have given them an F, but I got them a C. Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth finished 15th. Didn't expect them to finish that high. I thought they were going to go down. Gary O'Neill came in, did a marvelous job with the team. They played on the front foot. I saw them play Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They were brilliant that day, and I saw them play Liverpool as well, and they played really well. So yeah, Bournemouth definitely. I'll give them a C. Nottingham Forest also C. They finished relegation. They had a lot of players turnover, and they finished. We expected them to. I didn't to struggle, but they finished. They only came into the season Premier League last season, so and they stayed up. So if you stay up, you get a pass. So you guys see Everton second season for me struggling at the bottom of the table. Thought they should have learned their lesson next year. Last season they didn't. For that reason, I'll give them a C, a C or a D. I don't know, one of the two, floating between a C and a D. For me, they should have done better, man, because they've been in this situation. This is second time, third time. They might not be that lucky, but I think they should be doing better. With the owners there now, they're building a new stadium as well. They should have learned their lesson, so they should be doing better. Then Leicester got relegated. I didn't see Leicester going down, to be honest. I thought they would finish mid-table, so that's an F. I don't know what happened there. They sacked Brendan Rodgers. I just think the players just didn't. They let the manager down because the same players won the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago. So I think they just let the players down. They let the manager down, and the manager got the sack. They brought in I can't remember his name now, and he couldn't turn them around as well. So there's a lot of quality in that team for them not to be going down. So it's an F. Leeds United, they just survived last season. Yeah, they didn't learn their lesson. Yeah, I'll say yeah, that's an F as well. I think they should have learned their lesson. But you got to look at the budget as well of these teams. The expectations are if you've had one season in the Premier League, you should know, you should be able to adjust yourself, and you should be able to survive because the players have got experience. I think Leeds had a lot of injuries. They couldn't score goals. Defending was shocking. So that's an F. Southampton went down. They sold a lot of their good players. Southampton they bought a couple of new players in. Yeah, for me it's gonna be an F. They should stay up. You don't expect Southampton to have been in the Premier League for so long. Got the know-how, so I expected them to stay up. So they got an F. That's the report card for the season 2022-23. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, follow, like, share, follow, like, share. I said follow, like, share. This is the Footy Mad podcast, season 1, episode 7 for this season. That's the last one for this season. And we just been looking at the end of season report card. Make sure you follow, like, share. We want to get to 100 subscribers. Please help. We want to get there as soon as possible. We got loads more stuff coming up as well. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. Then we come back second week in July to for more content, and then looking at the transfer window, which is a nice segue. So before we go into the transfer window, we're going to talk about new season fixtures, looking at the season fixtures for season 2023-2024. The fixtures were released. We're just going to go through the first week end of the fixtures. You look at the season, that's the sign of a new season when the fixture is released. And the first weekend, you know who you're playing. You want to get off to a good start. Nothing like a good day. I always like the first day of the season. Sun is out, barbecue, and then you start playing. Basically, you want your team to win. So yeah, the season kicks off on the 11th, Friday, the 11th of August. Burnley take on Manchester City, and that's gonna be very interesting to watch. You got um the I can't remember his name now, Man City, ex-Man City player. Uh, some I can't remember. Somebody remind me in the comments section later. But yeah, you got the ex Man City player, now a manager at Burnley. You got Pep at City. They play the same kind of football. He went through the same school of football as his manager. He played the same kind of football as his manager. And yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. They've played each other as well. A cup, I can't remember which cup game. Burnley are going to come out. I watched them in a couple of games in Championship. They dominated, win the league by canter, played lovely football. But you're coming against your masters, Manchester City. So I can only see a one winner in that one. So yeah, that's a good start of the for the season for those fixtures. It's a good way to kick off the season on a Friday night. Good football, and it should be loads of fun to watch. And then we go Saturday. Arsenal take on Forest on a Saturday. That's a 12:30 kickoff. That's going to be live as well somewhere. Burnley taking on West Ham United. Burnley just about survived. No, no, actually they did survived really well. Finished 15th. Sacked Gary O'Neill. They got a new guy in there now. They want to change the way they play. They want to go on a new direction. Don't have a clue what that is all about. Hope they don't end up in the championship. But they've got West Ham in that first weekend. Got Brighton taking on Luton. Uh, Luton, Luton Town. They've got a new stadium. So they're building their new stadium to meet the Premier League regulations, which I think they'll meet. Lots of money coming into the club from them coming into the Premier League. I saw them play a couple of times, Championship. This is going to be interesting for them. It's going to be a new dawn for Luton. If they can just stay up that first season, they can build. They're playing a very good side in Brighton during the first weekend. And then it is Everton taking on Fulham. That first weekend, Everton have to change this season around. They can't afford to be playing with fire. If you play with fire, your heart get burned. I can't use this is a family program, but I can't use it's not watershed yet. It's a bit too early. But you know what I mean? They're playing with fire for too long, Everton. They gotta have to make sure they put the fire out this season, start the season really well. Playing Fulham as well. They'll be signing a couple of players, Everton as well. Sheffield United back in the Premier League, taking on Crystal Palace. And then Newcastle taking 5:30. They're taking on Aston Villa to complete the Saturday fixtures. Then we go on to the Sunday fixtures. Brentford taking on Tottenham, my team. Tottenham have to start the season well with the new manager, Postecoglou. You want to go to Brighton away game, tough ground. Tottenham have to start the season well. You don't want to come out from there from a big defeat, but it should be very, very, very interesting to watch how that Tottenham first game in the Premier with the new manager. We know what Brentford are going to do. We'll see how Tottenham's new manager cope with the Premier League. He's from Celtic in the Scottish League. It's a different ball game entirely. He's been looking at some players, and I hope he's wrong. He's been mentioning uh, Cameron Katavikas or somebody like that. I don't know if you want to put that. I think he was let go by Tottenham, but Postecoglou was the manager when he went over to Celtic. He's been mentioning him. I hope it's just paper talk because Cameron Katavika it was not good for Tottenham, and I don't think he's the kind of player Postecoglou should be looking at right now. So looking forward to that season, 2 o'clock Sunday the 13th. Chelsea taking on Liverpool, big fixture there, two rivals. There's been loads of battles between the two in the past, both in the Champions League and in the Premier League. That should be interesting. We have to see Pochettino with a new team see how it sets up. High press. Pochettino what is all about. Liverpool, they're building. McAllister has gone there from Brighton. What are they gonna do? We'll see what they will do and how they'll rebuild that midfield. Gonna be interesting. Then Monday night, Manchester United take on Wolves. That's at Old Trafford. And Wolves, we see what they do. Their manager as well. They got a manager there. Maybe they'll build. I know they will sign a couple of players. Manchester United, they've just agreed a fee with Declan with Chelsea for Mason Mount. How will he settle in? They need to sort out the goalkeeper they get situation as well. So yeah, looking forward to our first Manchester United game. So yeah, that's the first games over the weekend. I'm not gonna go through all the different all the fixtures. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see what happens when the league kicks off. Um so yeah, looking at those fixtures, uh it should be very interesting to see first 6 games. If we can build up a momentum, then go into the second week winning games. It builds a confidence. And, once you start a season really well, you can continue playing and you can build confidence from there. So yeah, it's always good to start the season. We're looking at the fixtures, and that's just a quick review of the season's fixtures 23-24. Then we go on to transfers. Transfers. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share. Transfers. There's been some big transfers happening this week, last week, just now. It's been a very busy week this week. Bids going in for Declan Rice, Manchester United, Arsenal, and City putting in big bids. Manchester United putting in a big bid for Mason Mount as well. It was rejected. Tottenham put in a bid for the goalkeeper, 17.5 million, got him from Empoli, Vicario Guglielmo Vicario. I hope I got his first name right. So Tottenham doing a quick business there. And yeah, they've signed James Madison as well for 40 million, a 5-year deal, which is a good business. I think Tottenham needed somebody like that. And yeah, it's good. It's good for Tottenham. Arsenal have been busy as well. They've got Declan Rice eventually after putting a bidding from 105 million. Personally, I don't think it's worth that, but you pay for what you want. It's I think it's a bit too much over the top to pay that kind of money for a midfielder. I think is a lot of money, but you pay the price you want. You pay for what you want. That's their number one target, and they've gone and they've just they gotta go get him. I've also agreed a fee. This one I'm so surprised. Signed Carl Havertz from Chelsea as well for about 60 million. For me, for that, if you're gonna lay out that kind of money, he's been in the Premier League this season. I don't think he's a striker. I don't think he's a number 10. Uh, does this score enough goals? I think he's a wide player. Do Arsenal need another wide player? I don't know. I think they need a 20 goal a season guy. If you're going to bring in Havertz, I don't know. But, Ateta knows what he's doing. There's a reason behind it. So Arsenal have been doing beats as well. Um, Manchester United, like I said, they've got a deal for Mason Mount. It's going to go in there. I think I know. I think they're not going to play with a press in front. I don't know. He's going to play in the front 3 positions. He's a good player. He's a good player. You get what you get from him. Does he get enough goals? That's another question, which I think is out there. For me, I think football nowadays is moved on a little bit now. Wingers need to be putting in the numbers in terms of goals and assists, even midfielders as well. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. We're missing Mount. Harry Winks on loan at Sampdoria from Tottenham is going to Leicester. The deal has been agreed as well. He's going to Leicester. Also Villa. This is very interesting. Villa has got a really good player signed from Villarreal. This one was a surprise. It has been deal has been agreed, and Paul Lopez, Paul Torres, sorry, Paul Torres is going to Villa. Emery worked with him before, so that's we understand what's going on there. So yeah, it's picking up. The transfer window is picking up. Players are going to be available. The market is players are signing. Teams are signing players. There's always going to be overpriced situations. And I think basically teams should just, stick to your guns, stick to your guns, how much you want to pay. It's going to be, who's going to blink first. That's what it's all about. Fans always say, oh, just put the money down for the player. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, man. I think maybe City is the only team that does that, but even City as well. They walked away from the Declan Rice deal because they we offered 95 or 90 or whatever, and they couldn't go any further. So yeah, they walked away from Cucurella deal as well before he went to Chelsea. So teams are fans. I think fans sometimes they get all giddy, carried away. Nobody pays what we don't pay what a club says a player is worth 50 million. They just go there and pay the 50 million. Doesn't work that way. So it's gonna be a lot more deals to be done before the end of the window. Preseason starts. I think preseason starts on Friday or Saturday for some clubs. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's picking up. It's gonna ramp up a little bit more towards the end of this end of July. Then the season kicks off. So transfer window really interesting. I love the transfer window and all the stuff that comes with it. Yeah. So this is the Footy Mad podcast where we season 1, episode 7. This is where we talk about everything football, and yeah, that's what we're doing. Make sure you smash the like, follow, like, and share. Then we go into European competition, Champions League. I think it's the big one. City won a treble as well. Hallelujah! Hooray! Surprise, surprise! It was a surprise to be honest, but they finally did it. I want them to win Champions League for some reason, and they did it. And the game was very good. Two teams, although AC Milan surprised me by playing in that kind of a high press kind of situation, trying to press go and press City, and City, do what City do, and they got the goal eventually, 2 goals, and City. I think it was 1-0. I'm not can't even remember now, but City definitely deserved that. I think they're one of the best team in the league and in Europe as well, and they won the Champions League. The Conference League was a shambles. I saw the final; it was terrible. Mourinho with his with his I can't even pronounce the word, but you know what? It causes a lot of chaos, and that final was just chaos. He got fined as well, which Mourinho, I like him. He's passionate. He wants to win. He's a winner, but when you start harassing referees and things like that, then there's you need to draw the line. And he's been banned by UEFA for like 4 games or something like that. But he's not going to change. So yeah, the Europa League was I think it was won um, by Seville, and yeah, I think they just about deserved it to be honest. And yeah, it was boring. But when Mourinho is there, Mourinho is not there to entertain anybody. He just want to collect, win the cup, win the trophy any which way. And Seville, they're just a different club entirely. I think they should give them the Europa League permanently. They've won it so many times. I think it's just a tradition with our club. So yeah, that was the final was not that great, but I think Seville deserved it. Conference League, West Ham won that one, beating Fiorentina. It was a good game, good final. It was a good game. West Ham really played well, especially in the time where they played. They set up a block and play on the counter, and yeah, they got their goal through Jared Bowen. He's one of he's a good player. I think he's one of the standout performers for West Ham in that competition. They played really well. They got to the final of the Europa League as well. So I think it's just that the league form was a bit dodgy, but they did win a trophy, and that's what fans. Fans look down on all these competitions, but you want to win it. Yeah, the fans complain about, oh, we don't win, especially Tottenham fans. We don't win anything. Then some people are saying, oh, we don't. I don't want my team to qualify for the Conference League. I'm like, make up your mind, man, because at the end of the day, you can't win something if you are not taking part in it. So you know, at the end of the day, I want to win anything, everything. That should be the culture of a club, of a big club. You go into competitions and you win everything. You don't see City complaining when they have 4 games every week or whatever. Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. That's what That's the price of success. When you're doing well, there's more demands, and I think all this. I think is in mostly in this country as well when they look down on certain competitions because it's not glamorous enough, and I think it's just BS, to be honest. Yeah, that's the Champions League as well. So yeah, I think we've covered every single thing so far this podcast, and looking forward to the new season. If you've been watching the channel, thank you very much. Even if you've watched for like 2 minutes or 1 minute, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Comment, let me know what you think about the season just gone and what you're thinking about the new season. The next episode of the podcast will be coming very soon as well. And yeah, it's been very, very interesting this season, and looking forward to the next season. We're looking forward to bringing more stuff. And if you want to, be part of the channel, want to come in as a commentator on the channel, let me know. Just send me a message, comment, let me know. We want to start something like a panel into the new season, and we want to be bringing people in. Phone-ins as well. We're thinking of doing phone-ins. That will be happening in the new season as well. After games, come in and have a chat and talk about your team. And yeah, looking forward to all that kind of good stuff. So thank you very much. I'm gonna go off for a little bit of a break. Like I said, 2 weeks break. Back second week in July for the new season. Any news, we'll try and get it out to you in terms of transfers. And yeah, it's been a good season in all. Not for Tottenham, not my team though. Hopefully, that will change in the next season, in the coming season. So thank you very much for watching. What else have I not? Okay, some transfer. I think transferring Kane's bid as well was rejected by Tottenham, 60 million. I think they said Bayern's coming up another 80 million fee. Sandro Tonali from Newcastle is going to Newcastle for medical after the European Under 21 Championship. And yeah, those are the ones that I missed out from the transfer news, the big transfer news anyway. So thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. God bless. It's Friday night. Hope you have a nice Friday, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully in 2 weeks. Thank you very much. Stay safe. God bless, and I'll see you.